What'd you think of the experience?
Oh,
Was it
it
cool?
sucked, man. It was horrible.
shitty?
It was horrible.
So how do you like the album so far? How do you like the songs?
That's good, man. I definitely have my favorites. But everything sounded good, man. Definitely since the last time I heard the song, much better.
Cool.
Production-wise is good, man.
Awesome.
So good job.
Thanks, man. Kat? So, Kat, what were you saying to me just before? You just got done saying that.
I just got done saying that I really loved the vocals, Jeff's vocals on the last two songs.
The last two songs?
I like some of the growly stuff, but when he's singing, his voice is amazing, and I would love to hear more of the pure voice that he has, because I think that you're wonderful.
So overall, as far as the songs go, what did you think?
They were awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Pretty strong, huh?
Yeah.
Strong album?
Yeah.
Awesome.
My kind of music,
Well, except for the hack guitarist.
Oh, yeah, except for that.
That guy sucks.
What a clown.
Yeah, I hear he's really hard to work with. He's very demanding,
yeah.
tells people what to do. So, anyway, I really appreciate both you guys doing this. It's really awesome. Thanks so much.
I am just a fallen angel, that is who I am. I can be the one.
So, Adam,
Yes.
I'm gonna arch my arm up. So what'd you think of that experience?
Very enjoyable.
Yes,
And,
it did.
and what I was telling them earlier, it's nice to finally be able to hear the lyrics. Because in all the live shows, depending on the mix, the volume, etc., you can only ever hear the choruses. You can never hear the actual lyrics of the songs.
Sure.
This is really the first time I've been able to do that for each track. It was
Sure.
good stuff. Good stuff.
So how'd you like the sound? I mean,
Great.
you've heard Brian and I play together for 4 or 5 years now, at least. And this is definitely a different incarnation. I mean, what do you think of the evolving,
I like
the
it.
evolution?
I like it.
Yeah?
It's definitely more rock centric.
Yeah.
Not that the Constant wasn't, but
Sure.
no, this incarnation is great. That's why I keep coming to the shows.
Excellent. So you think the sound that we're going for right now is working?
Yeah, absolutely.
And the material's strong?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And your favorite song?
I think you know that.
Well, say it.
Happy When You're Gone. Although
Happy When You're
I
Gone.
think the title should just be When You're Gone.
When You're Gone.
Yeah.
When You're Gone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's fair. I'll tell you a little clue about that song.
Okay.
Actually, I was in a hardcore punk band called Das Butt.
And they're good.
And it's fun stuff.
Okay.
The album was called Happy. And the singer was my roommate.
Okay.
And I wrote the song because I couldn't wait for him to move out. So it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek,
Yeah.
happy when you're gone.
Yeah.
So there's the idea behind it.
It's my personal favorite. I love it. But they're all solid. They're all solid.
Yeah, the songs are good,
That's
right?
why this is a good idea, because how are you supposed to objectively pick one?
Honestly, out of all those 8 songs that we could have for a single, I lean towards one, but any one of those songs, however the results are, I'd be totally happy with it.
What's your personal favorite?
Fallen Angel.
You know what? Jess's too.
That's hers?
Yeah. She
I just think that that's a great first single.
It is. It is.
I think that's the kind of song that's like,
It's good pacing.
it's kind of your Welcome to the Jungle kind of song. But honestly, any one of these songs I think would be great. And as a first single. And again, these aren't necessarily the strongest or not strongest songs on the album. They're just the best candidates
Right.
to establish us as who we are. So, anyway, thanks, man. I really appreciate you doing this.
My pleasure.
Awesome. This may end up on the internet, so you'll be signing a disclosure agreement and release form.
As a
Release
paralegal
form.
intern, I do not consent for the use of my likeness for any commercial purposes.
We'll black it out in this guy's voice.
I agree. We'll actually edit out that last bit. What are you, shy? Yeah, fuck you.
No, I'm kind of camera shy.
Yeah, whatever. You, camera super shy. My
What
ass.
did I think of this experience?
Yeah.
Love the vodka. Thank you for the vodka.
Excellent. David Lee Roth, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Is that David Lee?
Kind of.
He would say
Love the
Jack.
vodka.
No, he would say Jack Daniels.
Where's the Jack?
Right. Okay, let me get serious here. Okay, should I put my glasses on?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, don't.
No, it's cool, dude. It's
Yeah.
good. I agree with what Greg said in the house
Okay.
on your little sheet.
Uh-huh.
There should be a little more space for comments rather than just circling 1 to 5.
Fair enough.
Like, love the chorus, love the verse, maybe the bridge I didn't as much, or something like that kind of thing. So it's kind of hard to rate 1 to 5. And there might be a part of the song that, you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
Otherwise, I had a great time.
Yeah. So, what'd you think of the overall sound? I mean, you've heard Brian and I play in other bands before.
I think it's
and
great.
So you think the direction we're moving in is the way to go?
I think it's great.
And the songs are strong?
The songs are strong. I think it's great.
Cool.
Fuck yeah.
And
Powerful. I don't, I'm not sure about that drummer, but otherwise,
hey, Jesse!
I can say that he's standing
Yeah,
here.
he is.
Let's really talk about that bass player again, though.
Oh, that asshole. Stickler.
And by the way, glad to see the singer actually made it.
Right?
Yeah, it's his,
Lead
his-
singer disease.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be there. I'm hungover. Like, get the fuck over here.
You can be hung over here.
Yeah, exactly. Have another drink. You'll get rid of that. That's what I'm doing right now.
But so
I've been up all night.
you think the material's strong? You think the direction we're going in is good? Everything's on
dude.
track.
It fucking rocks, man.
How did it sound to you? Just the sound quality, the
Sounded
production.
great. Sounded great. And the level we listened was comfortable.
Yeah.
Meaning that if it sounds good there, you know what I mean, it's going to sound even better when you crank it up, So,
Yeah, I was really itching to turn it up.
yeah, but that was good for all of our ears,
Yeah.
I mean, I even have my earplugs ready just in case you played it the way you normally play it. I have tinnitus now.
By the way, Chuck sent me a photo of this skeleton at a mixing board going, and the caption was, "The mix is almost done." And I was like, oh my God, that's me.
You have to see this. It's literally a
hysterical on
skeleton laying
Facebook.
over a board. I think there's even cobwebs and shit.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, there's cobwebs.
And then there says the mix is almost
Mix is
done.
almost done.
I shared it on Facebook.
Yeah, it was great. So anyway, Chuck, thanks so much for doing this. Really appreciate it,
Yeah,
man.
man.
And appreciate all the love and support. And yeah, we'll high five. With Greg Gomes from the GGB band. So Greg, what'd you think of this whole experience?
I liked it a lot. I hadn't heard the band in a long time, and I was pleasantly surprised. I think the production on the album was great. I thought the production was stellar, and the new vocalist is great, and the drummer as well.
And what'd you think of the material? You like the songs?
I like the material. I gotta say, first and foremost, my favorite songs were number 2 and number 4. I think that I titled number 2 "Enemy," and I think
Enemy?
I titled number 4 "Get What You Give."
Get
And
What
I
You
think-
Give, sure.
I think those two are very strong satellite radio candidates with a slight edge going to number 2. But I think both of them could be played on satellite radio.
That's
for
that's
sure.
great. That's
Those
the
are-
reason
those
why
are-
we're doing this.
Those are my feelings of the listening to the 8.
So the overall sound of what we're going for, you like that as compared to what Brian and I had done before?
Yeah, no, I like it a lot. I think that the band sounds heavy, the band sounds tight, the production was stellar. I no complaints. I think it sounded awesome.
So what do you think about doing this type of thing as an idea? You know, trying, because honestly, we're so close to these songs, and there are 16 songs on the record.
I think it's to go through 8 songs and try and rate them with the number system is. I mean, I guess you have to have some type of bar, and it was okay. I think I'd like more lines underneath the rating system so I could write my feelings.
Sure.
And write my thoughts, which I did use the pieces of paper to rate some of the songs. Like I think a few of the songs I said
not a single, but keep it in your live set.
Sure.
Like definitely, this is definitely a great live song. Keep playing it, but it's not a single.
Right.
But some of the other songs, like I said, the other ones I labeled definitely a satellite radio single.
Sure.
So
Cool.
I used some of the paper to write my own thoughts.
No, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. We didn't actually ask for people to do that, but it's cool that you took your
Oh
initiative.
yeah, if I'm going to be here, I'm going to give it what I got.
Yeah, and that's what we need. We really wanted everyone to be very honest about this because we become so close to these songs, and the 8 songs that we picked as candidates for a first single are really, any one of those songs could work for us as being a first single. So we
they're all-
honestly don't know.
Well, I heard that listening to the 8 songs. I heard the through the thread with the 8 songs of the heaviness of the band, the feeling of the band is there. The heaviness is there. So there's definitely a through line with all those 8 songs.
Sure.
They're heavy and in your face and good.
Cool. Well, Greg, really appreciate you doing this for us, man.
Happy to be here.
It's been a blast having you here, man.
Family time.
Family time.
Family
Let's do
time.
it.
You got what you fucking
Oh my god, this is gonna be embarrassing to even watch.
How do you do it again? How's it again?
Yo, yeah, yeah, got this, yeah. And they're just like, oh my god, she's gonna be so bad, and then we're gonna have to be the.
Did you get that?
I did get that. That is
The
totally
embarrassed
going.
people
That is
are like,
totally going on the
How
website.
does she rap? And then you bust off,
So anyway, Cinderella,
Yeah.
what did you think of this experience? I mean, was
it was
this a
great.
cool thing?
Yeah, it was a good listening party, and I like that you came prepared to get actual feedback on paper, so you guys can go over the tallies and see,
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty important to us, and we thought it all out pretty well.
Yeah.
So the quality of the songs, what'd you think?
Sounds really good.
Production?
Production-wise, music-wise, I mean, it's got, it's really intricate, and it's got a full sound. And I used to be a metalhead. I'm more hip-hop these days.
Sure.
But, hearing it, I have had a chance to hear it through Jesse and stuff, and I really like it. Like, I've been telling people it's actually really good, and I think you guys got a handful of good picks that could be radio smashes, let alone, put that shit in video games, put that shit in movies, and get
Sure.
that shit
Well,
out
thanks.
there.
I really appreciate
Yeah.
that. So any songs stick out for you?
I love Sands of Time. Or
Sands of Time,
I'm
sure.
not sure what you guys are calling it.
That
but,
is it.
Sands of Time, I really marinate with. I also liked.
Marinate. Wow.
Yeah, you like
That's
that?
some stewing and juices.
Yeah. The other one was Get What You Give. I
Get What You
really
Give.
liked that one. I can't remember the first one, but I actually also,
Breathe.
I really enjoyed that as well. So as good representations of what you guys are, you know what I mean? And then you have
You think
about,
that's a good
I think those ones
3
are,
songs?
Yeah, because they show a full range of the music ability, and they give a good introduction to Jeff and his vocal range.
He's a great singer, huh?
Yeah, great, really good. Has kind of tinges of other greats, but is unique in himself as well. So that's really cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So Cinderella, what do? You rap?
Yeah, I'm a hip hop artist,
Okay, and are you a solo artist?
solo artist. Yeah, Cinderella with the S, 2 R's. So
And do you have a website?
I'm building it right now. It's struggling artist. You're trying to piece it
Sure,
all together
sure.
yourself, but.
Any place we can hear anything that
Yeah,
you've done?
you can, if you Google or wherever it is that comes to your mind that you might think you could find me, you can probably find me there. You just got to spell it right. It's Cinderella with the S, so SINDERRELLA. So
That's great. Well, we'll definitely look for that, and really appreciate you coming here and helping us out with this.
absolutely.
We're definitely big about supporting other artists, and
Appreciate
it's a
that.
community. It's not a competition. So
Hand washes hand. So
excellent. So hey, thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Cinderella.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. So we're talking with Carl Mozingo, a good friend of ours. Carl, what'd you think of this whole experience?
I thought it was an experience.
Nice.
No, I thought it was a good idea. I mean, it's It's a good thing. It's really hard to do when you're sitting out here to judge it like that because
Sure.
you some of the songs you've heard before.
Oh,
You're gonna have
I'm
you're gonna
sure
have
you heard all of them.
you're gonna have a little bias towards that, so and you've got like a list of a handful of things. And it's like, okay, rate this song all in these little things. Okay, well, what if I wish the fade was different on the song? So how much do I ding it or not? That kind of thing like that. So it's fairly challenging to sit here and do this and feel good about what you wrote.
But those are the kind of things that we need. I mean, if a fade goes too long or if it goes too short or whatever, those are the kind of things that they're post-production, they're after the recording's done, that will help us.
Well, there's other stuff that was like left out of the form. Like, for example, the very first song, it felt like it was really short, and there's nowhere on that forum that I make a note of that. But
there's a section that says, "Do you think the song's too short?
I know, but
too long?"
But I don't think it's too short. I think it is short, and that's a good thing. It's like like when you hear the rock. You were talking about what you're looking for as a single here.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hear this rocking song on the radio and it ends, and you're like, man, I want to hear some more of that. And that's kind of how I felt about the first song.
Oh, well, good.
So that's
when you want to play a song again, that's a good sign.
Exactly. So I put the right length, but that doesn't really tell you the whole
Sure.
story. You know what I mean?
Were there any songs that stood out for you? And I know you've seen the band several times, so
yeah.
But hearing the recording itself,
some of this is different too, though.
Sure.
I mean, well, the last one I liked. The first one
that was Shine and Breathe.
And there were a couple in the middle too. I was almost going to suggest, if you do this again, do it so when you get to the very end of it, everybody does the forums and stuff, and it's like, all right, now we're going to pick the favorite song, and you play like a little snippet from each one.
That's a good idea.
And then that way you can say, oh yeah, that's the one. I like that one better. And
yeah, that's good to know. So, yeah, we did not do that. We just kind of relied on people being able to remember.
People to be able to remember anything.
But no, so you think this was a good idea to do to help us try to find a single, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, Carl, really appreciate you coming. Really appreciate you being on time. and we'll talk to you soon.
Right on, man.
With these hands of mine, I can throw this in the dark.
Well, what'd you think of this whole experience?
It was better than the focus group I did where we tried different kinds of ham for 4 hours, ham slices, with no bread, no cheese. I don't even think we had water to drink. It was terrific.
So yeah. Ham and cheese.
Just ham slices, no cheese, nothing.
No cheese.
Just the ham slices.
So was this less hammy or more hammy?
No, this is far superior, dude.
So what'd you think of the material?
Well, to be honest, I have heard it once 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think I'm familiar with all these songs.
Mm-hmm. You've seen us several times. So.
Yeah. But I think the material sounds great. Sounds fresh, dude. Sounds a little retro. I like that. But can I say what my favorite?
Absolutely.
What I think the single should be?
What song stuck out for you?
Well, honestly, I still had song number 1 in my head the whole time.
Breathe.
I called it Suffocate.
Nice. That's okay. That works.
But I think it may not be my favorite song, but that's what I think the single
You think
should
that's
be.
the song that's the one that stuck with you?
But what was song like 7 or 8?
Song 8 was Shine. Song 7 was.
Song 8 was Fight the Fight, which is
Shine.
I like song 7 a lot.
Song 7 was Sands of Time.
Yeah, man.
Kind of Soundgarden-y.
Yeah. That might be my favorite.
So you think that might be your favorite song, but not the first single.
Not the single. No.
So what'd you think of this idea, like doing this, asking people whether they should, like to rate songs or whatever? You think this is a good idea?
Well, yeah, man. I figure every band does this, don't they?
No.
Shouldn't they?
Most bands would never even think of doing something like this.
I mean, but what about like the Red Hot Chili Peppers? They don't have focus groups for their albums and shit?
Well, when you're operating on a on a level where a band is signed with a label, the label's going to have their focus groups. The band's just going to put the songs out.
Yeah.
We're in a grassroots type of thing. It's more on our own to come up with this kind of stuff.
Right.
I think a lot of bands don't ever think of that.
No,
so.
Like your kind of level bands?
Yeah.
No way, man.
So you think this was a good idea?
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
And you think that? What do you think of the sound quality
in the studio itself? Yeah. Well, the studio's always sounded great, man.
Yeah.
So, is that it? Is that the final product?
That is, it's not mastered. They are final mixes to be sent to be mastered. There might be some things changed, like fade outs and such, but for the most part, that's the final mix to be given to be mastered. You know?
Cool.
So basically, yeah, that's what we've done, and you understand why we're having a tough time trying to pick a single, right?
Yeah, well, you're talking to the guy who still thinks Spoon Man was the big mistake as the single for us. Was it Super Unknown?
Okay, so you've invalidated everything you've said now, because that was a huge hit.
Oh, I realize it was a huge hit, dude, but it was a great hit, and I liked the song. I just think they should have named me some of the songs. There should have, it wasn't Black Hole Sun on that
Black
album?
Hole Sun.
I mean, I'm sick to death of that song, but that should have probably been the first single.
Yeah, I mean, and when you think about that, that's the kind of thing that we've been thinking about with this album, is that if we were to release our most commercial song, that wouldn't establish what kind of band we are or what kind of record this sounds like. So I understand them releasing Spoon Man first, simply because if they released Black Hole Sun, the audience would be expecting every song to be like Black Hole Sun.
Yeah.
So there's no surprise when it comes to that kind of stuff. That's why we really had a tough time trying to figure out what song to actually be our first single.
Well, yeah, dude.
So, anyway, Bill, really appreciate you coming out. Thank you very much for doing this for us. Glad you could have some input. And any last thoughts?
When's the next show?
I believe we are playing the 22nd at Palladino's.
Nice.
With 3 bands from Norway. We're actually playing the night before in Vegas and the night afterwards in San Diego. So it's a little mini tour with some bands from Norway, and we're also playing with our good friends Deathbed Confession, who we played with last time at Palladino's.
Cool.
Who set this whole thing up. So it's a nice little mini tour, and I believe we'll be doing our final our CD release party at Palladino's on June 22nd. So we need to get a lot of people out there, so definitely do your best to spread the word.
Bling.
Matt Goforth from Lorain County.
Howdy.
Matt, how's it going?
Very well. How are you, Frank?
I'm good. So how was your experience with this listening party?
You know, it was a very interesting experience. The first time I've ever been through anything like this. So, you know, it was eye-opening to hear the songs. Some of them I've heard before, some of them I haven't. It was cool to sit in the room with everybody else and kind of listen to the band and see your guys' reactions while the songs are going on and kind of listen to everybody else and watch everybody else. It was very, very entertaining.
So this is something that we've never done before. Do you think it's a good idea?
I think it could work out extremely well for any band who is trying to put out an album. It's a great way to get your music out there, And the thing that you did very well at the beginning of this is you conveyed to people, hey, I might be your friend, but I want the truth. If the song's not good, let us know.
Absolutely. If we don't get honesty out of this, then releasing something that everyone has said what we think we want to hear, and have it not be a good song, because we're very close to this. That does us no good.
Of course.
So you do understand why we had a tough time trying to pick out of these 8 songs.
I could only imagine, having that many good songs on our album, that we're trying to record right now.
Well, you have great songs on your album.
Well, it's a different.
I've seen you guys several times, and you do have very, very good songs.
I appreciate it.
By the way, Lorain County, excellent band. They have excellent songs.
Well, thank you. Anyway, back to you guys. The thing about it is, especially if you write your own music, you're an original band, you guys are very creative, you have X amount of members in your band, and everybody has their own input and everything that they want to do. You guys seem to be able to really put everybody's musical stylings together and make it work as one.
Sure.
It really, really worked very well. And you have 8 great songs there. Obviously, some are better than others, and it's just a matter of opinion. I might like something better than somebody else, but Salvation Game, is that the one?
That's the one you like?
That's the one I like the best. So
you like Salvation
I
Game?
do. I like that one.
Yeah, I think that's a very strong song. Honestly, we really have no idea which song to choose. So that's why we did this. The album itself, there are 16 songs on this record. 3 of them are covers, so those are not candidates. And then there are several songs that we don't feel would be a good first single, whether it's a ballad or something that maybe we don't see actually being on the radio. Not still being a strong song, but
right.
So we narrowed it down to these 8 songs, and honestly, we'd be happy with any one of them when the dust settles as being our first single. But yeah, it was a very tough process trying to figure out which song we should go with. So you think this is a valid effort?
100%. If the rest of the songs are as good as this, then I don't think you guys have any problems at all.
Well, I think we're going to play the rest of them as soon as everyone's done doing this this rating process. But besides Salvation Game, anything else stick out to you?
Well, obviously Fallen Angel. That's
Angel.
My all-time favorite. I've heard that song quite a few times, and it's just the lyrics, the riff. It has a very heavy, very catchy riff. Something that you don't hear in music today.
Sure.
You hear a lot of bar chord rock, and it's embarrassing for musicians to listen to stuff that's on the radio. It's kind of heartbreaking, to be honest with you, to listen to the radio stuff that's on right now, and you say to yourself, "This is terrible. It's absolutely terrible." And there's actual musicians like Black Valentine, the band. They're putting great music out. And it's a struggle to put out great music.
It is.
And other people can put out,
crap.
Again, bar chord rock.
Yeah.
It's something that's the music scene. It needs to come back. Rock and roll needs to come back, and you guys are really going to do that, man.
So thank you. I really appreciate it. So what's going on with Lorain County? What's
right
coming
now?
up?
We're in the process of recording our album as well. Next week we're going to go in and little garage in La Puente. It's going to be 100 and some degrees, but we're going to bust it out just like you guys did, and we're going to try and do the same thing you guys are doing. We're trying to put out that album.
So where are you at? How many songs?
We did 10 songs.
10 songs?
10 songs, yeah. We'll try and bust them all out. At least get the bass and the drums down for everything right away.
Okay, so you're re-recording everything.
We're going to redo everything.
Wow.
Yep, we want to change
I
the
know
tempo
that
on a couple of things.
You've changed some members, and now the band is solid.
We have, yep.
And so now you've changed some tempos, and you're going to go in and redo it all?
Listening back to everything, we found that faster doesn't mean more powerful.
Right.
We're going to take a couple things down, a couple of notches. We're going to revamp a couple of things, change a couple, little parts here and there, but we're really going to get back into that groove and get that rock and roll back going.
Well, it's good that you're not rushing into stuff. You've taken the time to step back and go, you know what, this isn't right.
Right.
We need to redo it better. These songs that we've done on this record, this is, for Brian and I, this is probably the 4th or 5th time we've recorded them.
The feeling is very well known, yeah.
Previously, we had a different drummer. His name's Jasper Lynham. Things didn't work out with us, so we parted ways, but the album was basically done, and we had to redo it all. It was fortunate for us to find Jesse Wolf, to come in, and I think what he's added to the songs has really added just such a great dimension, such a more directness to the songs. So it's good that you guys decided to do this, because we did the same thing.
Right.
We could have put out an inferior product last May, but we've decided to actually wait.
As frustrating as it is.
It is very frustrating,
Right.
But it's better to put out something that you could stand behind 100%.
Right.
And we're 100% behind this record. I'm sure you guys will be 100% behind yours. Really big about supporting, so definitely keep us posted as to when it's going to be available, and we'll definitely promote and support.
Check out LorainCountyBand.com, and we'll see Black Valentine very soon.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Matt. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Frank.
We are talking with Greg from Lorain County. Just got done talking with Matt. Know that you guys are working on your record. And so, what did you think of this whole thing that we did?
Well, since it's not the whole album, it's hard to judge because I know that you have like what is it, 2,000 songs left still to play on the album, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Overall, the mix was great, Frank. First of all, I just want to say that the mixing was phenomenal.
Thank you.
You know, I think there might have been one part in one song was like kind of like a radio voice kind of thing that kind of went in the very beginning before the actual lyrics started.
Sure.
A little rough. I'm sure mastering that's going to come right out. But seriously, the mix was phenomenal. You did a great job with the mix.
So production sounded good to you?
Production sounded really good, especially, you know, because I know monitors are different than speakers and how things sound a little different. That's like a true sound. So definitely mad props for production. Production on the songs as far as the structure of the songs, you know, stop starts and things like that. The overall orchestration of songs, again, great. I loved it.
So what do you think about doing this as far as, you know, trying to choose a single, the whole experience of what we did?
That's a good idea. It's a great idea. Never been to it. I've only been to CD release parties.
Yeah, we've never done this either.
I've never had a listening party before. I liked it. It was cool. It was nice to be able to give you guys feedback. The big thing is, and hopefully everybody was, to be honest, because you know,
that's the only way it's going to help us.
Being in a band and you know, in writing music and things, the only thing that's going to help me is to know what the honest answer. When you get your friends to come up and go, "Oh, dude, that was fucking awesome. That was great." Da da da. And then you go back and listen to it, and you're like, "Oh, that fucking sucked." They were all lying to me. I know they were lying to me because I can hear it and I think it sucks. Yeah. You know, we're only, you know, we're our worst critiques, I guess. But
so apart from Fallen Angel, any other songs stick out for you that that you think have potential to be, you know, a single, or at least a first single?
Yeah, actually, I marked it on my sheet. I don't know the name of the song. I think I called it Salvation.
Salvation Game.
Was that the name of the song?
With a preacher?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really good song. I really love the you know, the dropped preacher mixes in it and everything. I liked what the song was about. I liked the, you know, the whole topic of it, the general feel of the song, the production. I think it was your best song.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it was your best song.
What's going on with Lorraine County? I know that we talked to Matt a few minutes ago, and he said that you guys are working on your record.
We are like the 4:05 at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Friday night. Delayed.
Nice. Nice. Well, hey, same with us. Yeah, you know, this has been our well, for Brian and I, the third or fourth incarnation of some of these songs. Yeah. But you know what? It's good that you're taking the time to release something that you're proud of, that you stand behind. I mean, that's how we feel about these songs. We stand behind all of them, so it's really important to us that you know, we get honest feedback, like you were saying. So you think the idea is good, doing a listening party, and you know, I can't wait to see what the results are as far as what people think their favorite song is. And so, Greg, thanks so much for coming. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Frank, so much for having me.
Awesome, dude.
Great job, guys.
See you, dude.
When are you leaving? I can't wait for that day, 'cause it's something I can't believe in.
Lewis, what'd you think of this whole experience?
I think that you guys are going a really good direction. I like the way the songs are sounding. I kind of think that your audience is going to be surprised. I think they're going to be surprised, which is a good thing, of course. And I think that, yeah, you guys are just on the right track.
So what do you think about the idea of doing a listening party and having people help to choose which songs they like best?
I'm a Virgo, so this is like totally my thing.
Yeah? Yeah. So it's a good idea.
I think it's a fantastic. In fact, I'm just sad that there aren't more people here.
We did try to limit this to less than 30.
Okay.
Just because it wasn't really logistically possible to have too many people here to listen without it being too crowded. Right. Any songs stick out for you?
Yeah. Song 6 was definitely my favorite.
Sands of Time.
Yes. I think that the reason I like that the best is because of the production quality.
Sure.
And I think that in the grand scheme of things, that's the type of song that people want to hear today.
Oh, cool. So, what kind of places do you think that song might be successful? Like movies, video games?
I think that could definitely be a successful song for like a video game or even for a movie. I think I really think that out of all of them, that's the one where if you guys are going to release a single, I think that really preps you for what the rest of the album has to offer.
So that's something that makes a statement as to what type of band we are.
Right.
So Black Valentine is this kind of band.
Yes.
And you think that song's it?
Yes.
Wow, that's great. Okay.
And I do like the kind of cleaner quality that comes through in Jeff's voice. I think that's very nice.
Sure.
I think that's also why I think that Sands of Time's a good representation of the band, because he gets gritty and he's also clean.
Cleaner, sure.
And so it really kind of shows what you guys can do.
Right.
Production quality's good. Drums sound great.
Mm-hmm.
Guitars all sound really, really good. I mean, I would expect that though.
I heard that guitarist was a hack.
He's a tough one, man.
Difficult to work with.
Oh,
yeah. all demanding. It must be my way or the highway.
I've always heard that from him.
Yeah,
in fact, that's what he says.
I heard you guys did work together before.
Yeah, for a short period of time. You know.
Anyway, so Lewis was the singer in The Constant, which was our previous band. So, anyway. So overall thoughts of the experience and the songs and everything?
I think it's all really, really good. I'm looking forward to hearing the other 8 if I get to. As a single, you want to hit them with something different.
So what songs don't work as a single and what songs do?
Fallen Angel definitely does not.
Does not?
Does not work as a single. I would say Fallen Angel, I would say Happy When You're Gone, and I would say Breathe are not good singles.
Really?
Because you have to follow up your first song with a second song, and I would definitely peg like Breathe as like a second song to release.
All right. Well, Lewis, pleasure. Thank you so much for being part of this.
Thank you for having me, Frank.
And we'll talk. We'll chat soon. What do you got going on?
Hair Nation is about to get back up and running. I have Joaquin, who's going to fill in on drums. I have 2 new guitar players.
Hair Nation is a
80s
metal tribute band.
Like Steel Panther,
exactly.
Only we play covers.
Ba-dum-bum.
And I just wrote a song last night for Ray Vidal, and he and I are going to work on that. I don't know. I'm going to play another show June 9th.
Cool. Well, keep us posted. We'll definitely promote that. And thanks so much for being part of this.
Oh, thank you.
Right on. Friend Tony Brooks. So what did you think of this whole experience?
Well, first of all, I think it's a brilliant idea because, getting everybody's opinions on a wide range of things, which includes more than just one song or 2 songs, is very important because you have different age groups and, and different tastes and people who enjoy different genres. So I think that's brilliant on your end. For me, I get a first-hand experience of the way you put the production together. So it's better for me instead of just hearing something on the radio. I got to hear it clear, listen to the lyrics clear, get an understanding of it. So I think it was a great idea and I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Were there any particular songs that kind of stood out for you?
The second song that I think was called Enemy, I was actually surprised because I think I may have heard that live once, and this time I was able to really pay attention instead of being in a loud bar with around some friends when we were all drinking and everything. Really impressed with that song.
And we do know how to drink.
Yeah, absolutely. The entire musicianship is what I appreciated about it, and it was just balls of all. Actually, really liked it.
Awesome, that's cool. So what's going on with you? Anything fun you're going to be doing soon?
Anything special? No, besides going to live music, I have nothing that I can report on besides my very boring personal life. But I have to go see live music as often as possible.
Sure.
So that's about all I do. When I find a good show, I just go. I just try stuff all the time.
See anything lately that was great?
No. I always try and get weird bands I haven't heard of. I go to like Paladinos and places like that. And honestly, I haven't been real impressed. The last show I went to of yours was good. I liked that, and then I've been seeing stuff like the Atomic Punks, and it's the same old, same old. So now I'm looking forward to the summer though. There's a few things coming up, and we'll see.
Well, just so you know, at Paladinos on the 22nd of June, it's a Sunday. We return from Vegas. We're playing Vegas on the 21st, Paladinos on the 22nd, and then San Diego on the 23rd.
All right.
So it's like a little mini tour with 3 bands from Norway.
Oh, no crap.
Yeah, so
Cool.
one of them, you could say shit.
Yeah, shit. No
No
shit.
shit.
No fucking shit. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's neat. One of them's a black metal band. One of them is and they're called Harm. One of them is a hard rock band, kind of along the same lines as us. They're called Matanzak. And then the other one is a punk band called The Inglorious Retards.
All right, right on.
And then the band that you saw us with from Denver also was on
Yeah,
that
I
tour.
remember those guys.
Deathbed Confessional. So those guys actually set up this whole tour and asked us to jump on because they had such a good time playing with us the other night. So yeah, tell some people that'll probably, if everything works out, because the CD is our music's done, that will probably be our CD release party. So so definitely spread the word about it, and we'll keep you posted when the album's ready.
Excellent.
And definitely let people know about it.
I'll be in line waiting for it. So
Awesome.
Cool. Right on.
Thanks so much, Tony.
Thank you.
Take care.